Hey, Michael again. I'm here with Emir. How's it going?
Hello, Michael.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're here to talk about his experience abroad and the whole thing about it. Where'd you go?
I went to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates.
And what was that like?
Dubai was an interesting experience, especially for me because I'm 100% Syrian. I was born and raised here though, so I know what it's like living in the States. But I've traveled to Syria frequently. Almost every other summer I go to Syria. And so I've seen the way original Arabic countries are, the way they operate. I've seen poverty, this and that. And I went to Dubai to get a taste of what it would be like if my two worlds mixed.
Is that what you got?
And that is exactly what I got, except Dubai was definitely more on the American side because they're trying to appeal to the entire hemisphere because there's no city like Dubai in that region. They try to cater to everybody in Europe, everybody in Asia, and everybody in India and North Africa as well. So there's hundreds of languages going on all over the place, but nobody can operate unless you all speak English. So I wasn't really using my Arabic language there. That's why I say that it was more Americanized.
So for those people that don't know where Dubai is, if you could kind of put us together like on a map.
Okay, if you put your finger on India and you move about an inch to the left, you'll
On a
see.
map about this big?
Oh yeah, good point. So in between India and Saudi Arabia is what's called the Persian Gulf or the Arab Gulf, and Dubai is in a country called say this is Saudi Arabia. There's a little country right here called the UAE, and Dubai is in there, and then India would be like right here.
What university did you study at?
It's AUD, the American University of Dubai. All my classes taught in English, except for my Spanish class and my French class that I took there. I just felt like taking those, and that's why.
What's your major? What were you studying over there?
My major now is international business. At the time, I was undeclared, and as soon as I came back, I realized that's what I needed to do.
And so when you went there, besides Spanish and French, what other classes did you take?
Took really easy classes. I wanted to just enjoy my time there. I took Business 101, Introduction to Computers, and Math Statistics, something like that. There was a lot of classes offered, but I really wanted to take it easy. And the nice thing about taking classes abroad, especially through NMSU, is your credits transfer with you, but your grades don't. So as soon as I heard about that, I really just kind of threw one heel over the other and kicked back, you know what I mean? So as long as you get a C, you get your credit, and it doesn't affect your GPA, which lets you enjoy the opportunity a lot more.
Absolutely. So how did the whole thing work? Did you always want to go to Dubai, or was this something that just kind of popped up?
It was just kind of like, you know, whenever you're younger, or not even younger, but like in middle school, people are talking about this really popular movie that you've never seen before, and then you're just like, wow, like, you know, I probably should watch this movie. And that's the way it was like for me and my family. Everyone was always talking about Dubai. And I got to the college level and I ran it by my parents. I said, you know, study abroad offers it through one of their programs called AIU, American Intercontinental Universities. I did the research, my parents were down, and I made it happen. It was awesome.
How easy was the whole experience, like from beginning to end, when you decided you want to go to Dubai and then actually getting there?
The study abroad office is super helpful. You go in, just express interest, and then they'll give you knowledge. You run that by your parents if they're going to be the one financing it. If they give you the go, it's about a week's worth of paperwork, maybe a little bit more, maybe about 10 days worth. It does take a lot of planning just because of plane ticket, and you have to arrange for a place to live. I lived in the dorms, which was awesome. I showed up to the university, went to main gate. They had my name under the study abroad student list, and they gave me my key. I went into my room, unpacked, took a taxi to the mall, and started shopping for like bed sheets, clothes, pillows, whatever.
What was the dorm life like? Did you live with other people, or?
I lived with my cousin actually. My cousin went with me, so that was really cool. Very, very, very safe. There's cameras not inside the dorms, but in the dorm buildings. So 99% of the time our door was unlocked, and my dorm room was actually right by the common area and right by the elevator. So our door was always open, there was always music. Anybody that was going to the elevator or going to the TV room would come by our room and hang out. There were people in there from Germany, people in there from the States, from Canada, from China. It was all over the place. Like my Facebook numbers went up, you know, like 3 or 4-fold. It was awesome. I met a lot of people.
A lot of international friends now?
A lot of international friends. I'm actually going to study abroad in Sevilla next semester, and I'm going to be meeting up with one of my friends that I met there in Italy.
Awesome.
So it's just, no matter where you go, you're going to meet people from all over the place.
So you're leaving here about a month, right?
Yeah,
Wow, exciting.
in July.
And where are you studying in Sevilla?
Or January. What's that?
Where are you studying in Spain?
Spain, in Sevilla, in UPO, Pablo Olivide. It's the most popular program I hear. Everyone's always talking about it. Everyone's always giving me thumbs up, and I had to do it
Just
again.
do it.
Yeah, I wanted to strengthen the Spanish language, so I'll be trilingual now.
Cool. Awesome. Good
Yeah.
experience. So what was the culture like there? You said it was kind of westernized, but it's kind of like a meeting point for a lot of countries.
It is. You do get a feel that you're in an Arabic country, of course, because the locals all dress in the traditional robes with the headdress. All the men dress like that, and all the women do too. But it's so interesting because even the blends of the cultures are apparent in just the way they dress. Like you'll see young kids, like teenagers, in their white robes, and then they'll be wearing like an Ed Hardy hat instead of, you know, the wrap, or they'll just be wearing like Nikes instead of sandals or whatever, you know. And it's just really cool. And the girls, they'll be wearing their all black with the black headdress, but they'll have it unbuttoned, and they'll have like Louis Vuitton jeans underneath or something exotic like that. And it's beautiful women, and
Awesome.
yeah, it was great.
Cool. What was the food like there? What kind of food did you eat?
I be honest with you, all I had was about Chili's and McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah, that's really all I ate. Arabic food in general is delicious. My mom cooks it all the time. And there's a lot of really good Lebanese restaurants around. And Indian food is really huge because there's a lot of Indian workers there. So there's half the TV stations are Indian, half of them are Arabic. Actually, let's say a third, and then the other third's in English. So they cater a lot to the Indians as well. A lot of Indian food's tasty. Curry.
What were your professors like when you were there? Were they American professors or were they?
Yeah, I had one American professor. My French teacher was French and Lebanese. And then I had a Syrian professor. And I mean, they were all over the place. Like, it was really cool. And I got to exchange football jokes with my American professor and then Syrian jokes with my Syrian professor. So it's really cool. Put your fingers in a lot of peanut bowls, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So what was the learning like there? What was the education system like compared to NMSU or a Western university?
Well, if I take a step back and look at it in view of a student that actually, you know, made an effort to, I'm sorry, like I didn't try that hard, obviously, because our grades didn't transfer with us. But I'd say the difficulty level was about the same as NMSU. Like, for an exam that I would have to study for about an hour here, I studied about 30 minutes over there just because I knew.
And how did all your credits come back? Was it a pretty easy process, or?
Yeah, I even looked at my final transcripts, or my transcripts whenever I came back before I went to Spain. All my classes were there. All the ones I took there were on the list, except for they just said study abroad right next to them. So yeah, that's it.
So the whole experience, in general, in one sentence, if you could, what would you say the one thing that just sums it up?
Eye-opening.
Yeah.
Eye-opening is just amazing. New Mexico is so small compared to the rest of the world. I mean, it's just so cool just to see what else is out there. I mean, it's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and buena suerte in Spain.
Gracias.
And we'll see you.
Cool, man.